Alright, y'all. I'm a, if I, either if I want to release this video, or if you're just not watching it, if I want to post it, it's just most likely after the events of you watching Avengers Endgame. Now, I was so hype about this movie that, like, I called off of work. I bought my tickets like a month in advance, and I'm happy. I'm so glad I bought my ticket. I'm so glad I bought my tickets a month in advance. And I seen it on the premiere day, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm telling you, next time I will never see a movie a day before it was officially released, because I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't talk about it to none of my friends, none of my peers. Like, I didn't want to become that dickhead to, like, spoil shit for you. And like, it was just so hard. Like, so much crazy shit went on in that movie. Like, you cannot explain. Like, it was just so good. But I'm gonna make a review. Spoiler alert. Obviously, you can't talk about the movie without even spoil it. You have to spoil it. Like, okay, so we finna hop into this bitch. First off, it starts off with Tony Stark and Nebula playing on the ship. You know, because the ship previously takes place right after Avengers Infinity War. So if you go see the movie, you've never seen Avengers Infinity War, you fucking up. Go watch the movie. They're stuck on the ship. It's been like 28 days, and it's like the last day before Tony runs out of oxygen, right? And luckily, lo and behold, right before, like, he's about to die, quote unquote, he's about to die, Captain Marvel comes up and she saves him, right? And the Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and the remaining Avengers that are alive from the snap, they meet up. They meet Captain Marvel for the first time. They're like, oh, Captain Marvel, she just came out the bat. She was like, oh, I'm finna go find where this Thanos is, and I'm finna go beat some motherfucker ass. Like, I'm finna go kill this nigga. Off the bat, the Avengers like, huh? Like, you finna go kill him with your bare hand? Nah, you can't do that, cuz. You can't do that. You can't do that. She's like, what you mean? Alright, we gonna host the whole mission, Everybody gonna go, she gonna do a little recon. So she comes in and she swoops in, boom! She put his ass in a headlock, got him, who else? Hulk was holding him, I think, and somebody else, and they all just come in and just bust in that bitch, right? Captain America, he goes in there, he's like, okay, so where are the stones? What happened? He's like, I used the gauntlet 2 days ago to get rid of the stones. And they're like, what the fuck? And so, like, I forgot, Thor was like, oh, you're lying. And Nebula was like, he's not lying. If anything, my father's never a liar. And then Thanos is like, I appreciate that, daughter. Maybe I was too rough on you. And then right in the middle of the sentence, this nigga Thor just cuts his head off. Nigga just cool, nigga, like, damn. And like, everybody's in the theater is like, oh, what the fuck? And like, and then after that, it just jumps to 5 years later. Everybody's trying to move on, devastation, people are still not like they're not having, like, it's just a big fucking thing just happened. They're trying to move on, right? So, Ant-Man, right? Ant-Man gets brought back from the quantum realm to 5 years later. He comes back, he's like really confused, like, what the fuck just happened? Why it was like, and so he ends up finding the other Avengers and shit like that, and he explains to them what happened. He's like, I was just in a quantum realm for just 5 minutes, but now it's 5 years. 5 years is gone. What happened? And they got him caught up. They're trying to figure out if it was possible to use the quantum realm to go back in time to find the stones and bring them back to the present and to reverse the snap. I'm gonna fast forward all the way through. Tony Stark finds out that you can actually do it. They do some tests, funny shit happens, Scott Lang ends up turning to a baby, the old man, they're back to his regular self. And so so finally they have the time machine, they have their suits, they're prepared to go. And all the remaining Avengers, they were split up into 3 teams. Two will go back to where the event, no, like, let me see. No, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Ant-Man. They will go back in time to where the first Avengers happened, which was like 2014 or 2012, I think, 2012. They'll go back there, and they will try to get the Tesseract and the Mind Stone, right? Because it was in the staff. They go back, they get the staff, but they fuck up with the fucking the Tesseract, so they had to go back further into the future to get that. And so Nebula when she was split up to her team, she gets captured by Thanos because both of the Nebulas were like intertwining, like Thanos caught on with it, and then he was like, oh, so I end up succeeding in the future. So fuck, I'm finna just go back to the future and get the time stones because they're gonna gather all of them together for me, and I'm gonna just grab the time stones, grab the gauntlet. I'm gonna just fast forward. They capture. They go back. Everybody gets back. They get back. They get the stones. They get all the stones. Everybody goes back to the present. And Nebula, the past Nebula, the one that's working for Thanos, she dresses up as the future Nebula. And so she infiltrates, the Avengers headquarters. She goes to the control panel. She fucking teleports. No, she fucking whatever the fuck it's called. She teleports everybody up to the future, to the present. And this nigga Thanos, right? So Hulk, he grabs the gauntlet. After that, cause they're trying to figure out who should use the gauntlet since they have all the stones. Cause if they use the gauntlet, somebody's gonna die. And so Hulk was like, I'll do it, cause I'm gamma radiation. I can handle that shit. I'm a fucking beast. I'm a fucking tank. So he does a snap. His arm is fucking gone. His shit is just fucking on fire. Like his shit is gone. His shit is ashes. He's like one of them fucking. Let me stop. Anyway, so Hulk is automatically out the action. I figured that out from the get-go. I'm like, damn, so that nigga ain't gonna fight nobody. He done. They bogus as hell. Anyway, let's move on. So, after that, Thanos. This nigga just destroys the whole headquarters. The whole Avengers HQ, he destroys that shit. He just fucking sets that bitch ablaze and shit like that. And then this nigga just goes down, takes off his helmet. See, this is the most realest shit I've ever seen from Thanos. Like, this nigga goes down, takes off his helmet, puts down his weapon, and just sits there, waiting for the Avengers, bro. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got balls and shit. And so, Iron Man, Captain America, and fucking Thor, right? Thor comes back. They're all together. Oh, by the way, when Thor went back to the past, he grabbed Mjolnir, right? His fucking hammer, his original hammer, and he took it to the future with him. I'm gonna bring that up later on, right? I'm bringing it on right now. So he's dueling with the motherfuckers. He's dueling with Stormbreaker and fucking Mjolnir, and he's trying to fight Thanos. He's like whooping he's not whooping Thanos' ass, but he was handling his own way, even though he was fat at the time. But he was getting overpowered. He was sluggish. He was slow, and you could see that shit. And Thanos was whooping his ass at some point, and Thanos got the upper hand on his ass. So Thanos kill his ass with his own fucking with Stormbreaker. He's finna throw it through his fucking chest. And no, I love it. This is the coldest scene in the fucking movie, bro. This is the coldest scene. This is what happens, right? This nigga, you see the fucking hammer lift up. See the fucking hammer lift up, bro. Lift the fuck up. And I'm in the theater. I'm like, oh shit, okay, Thor finna grab that bitch, And this nigga, it just fucking goes past fucking. It hits Thanos in the fucking head, and it goes past, and all you just see is this nigga Iron Man, he grabs that bitch, he said, but not Iron Man, this nigga fucking Captain America grabs that bitch, he's like, and I'm bugging, I'm flipping out, and I'm fucking going crazy, what is happening? And this nigga he's just using a hammer like it was nothing, he had this bitch and future experiences. This nigga know how to do shit. He was winding that bitch up, fucking uppercut fucking Thanos and shit. That shit was fire, bro. 10 out of 10, bro. That whole and so Thanos gets the upper hand again. He destroys fucking He destroys Captain America's fucking shield, bro. He breaks it in half. And so Thanos is like, you know what? Let me get my armies real. Let me call my goons real quick. He calls up his whole entire fucking army, bro. And they just sitting there. And Captain America, he gets up, he looks up, he grabs his shield, he ties that bitch, and he has the hammer in the other hand, and he has the hammer in the other hand, and he's about to it's him against the whole fucking army. This nigga did not care. He wanted all the smoke. But then he gets that radio in from Falcon. He's like, Cap, you there? Cap, can you read me? And he's like, on your left. And then and then everybody that got snapped came back because we forgot about them in the theaters. We forgot about them. They came back. When Doctor Strange was doing that fucking thing with the portals and shit, this nigga, everybody just comes back, and it was fucking. They had the Wakanda army. They had the fucking the sorcerers, the fucking Doctor Strange's people. Everybody and their mama, bro. Every character you could think of, you could imagine was there. Nigga was there. It was ready, bro. It was something. My mind was blown, bro. I could not handle what the fuck was going on. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like this. Like this the whole time. The whole time, just like this. And I was, bro. The whole scene was fire, bro. And then and so when Doctor Strange opened up the portals, the first person that walked through, Black Panther walked through that bitch with his fucking with his sister and the bald bitch walked in that bitch. He was like, name that fucking nod. I'm like, nigga, this shit finna pop off. I'm ready. And so, man, oh my god. So after that, they just find this big ass fight scene, niggas bodying each other, bro. Spider-Man doing his instant kill mode shit. Everybody was going crazy. Eventually, Thanos, and so fucking what's his name? Hawkeye had the fucking he found the gauntlet. He found the gauntlet in the rubble, and so he was just running with that bitch like it was football. It was like a fucking football team. They was playing catch with that motherfucking glove, bro. Like first Hawkeye passed the fucking T'Challa, fucking Black Panther, and he just sprints, he just takes off like a fucking running back. He just takes off, dodging niggas, jumping over niggas, kicking niggas in the face, and then he hands that bitch to Spider-Man. Spider-Man fucking jumping, swinging, and shit, and then guess what? This nigga Spider-Man gets overrun by a whole bunch of niggas, and then fucking Captain Marvel comes in that bitch. And this part, I wasn't really heated. But everybody, some people, other reviews was really they were feel like it was really pushed on. It was like a feminine thing, cause it was once Captain Marvel got the gauntlet, she was like, I need backup, and then next not even 15, seven of the female heroes came out of nowhere. They're like, oh, I got your back, and it was like a football team. They were just pushing through niggas. And I'm like, okay, female power, okay. But everybody was heated at some reviewers were like, they didn't like that. They felt like it was forced. And I'm like, nigga, shit, I was enjoying my time. Like, I was on the edge of my seat and shit. But anyway, so they devised a plan to get the gauntlet back to the past, the stones. Because if they don't get the stones back, then they gonna fuck up they gonna fuck up the different timelines and shit. So they were trying to prevent that from happening. And then after that, they found since there's so many fucking characters in this movie, bro. It's when Thanos got back. When Thanos used the time machine, it broke. He broke the motherfucker. That's how fucking he teleported his whole ship with the motherfucker. And plus, he destroyed the whole Avengers HQ. So it was bye fucking shit. Bye the fucking time machine. So after that, they hashed a plan after cause Scott Lang, how the reason why how he got back from the quantum realm was because he had a teleporter in his truck, in his van. So they were trying to run the glove to the van so they can get it back in time. So Thanos ends up destroying it. So eventually Thanos gets the glove, right? And Tony looks at earlier in the film, before during the fight scene, Tony went up to Doctor Strange. He went up to him. He was like, is this he was like, out of 14 million possibilities, is this the one that we succeed? He's like, if I tell you, it won't happen. And at the time, I didn't really think about it. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I'm like, all right, so I get you. It kind of makes sense. And so Tony looks at when Thanos got the gauntlet. Tony looks at fucking Doctor Strange, and he's like, and Tony's like, I know what I got to do. This nigga fucking bamboozles fucking Thanos. This nigga, he fucking wrestles with Thanos, and Thanos hits some shit and knocks him down, And Thanos is like, I am inevitable. And snaps his fingers, and nothing happens. And he looks at the glove. No gems were there. And then it cuts to fucking Iron Man, and all the gems was like going up to his hand, and he was like, I am Iron Man. He snaps, and then the whole Thanos and his whole army just disintegrate. They turn to dust. But on the sad note, since Iron Man wasn't like a super like he wasn't like an ancient being or some shit like that, or like like it was like an ancient person like fucking Thanos, like who can like withstand like certain shit. The power was too much for him, and he died. And the way it wasn't like one of them like, oh shit, like he was disintegrated like type shit. Like the way he died was so painful to me. Like I was holding back my tears, like I was like my face was watering, like my eyes was watering up, and I was like, and like what almost made me cry was when his wife Pepper Potts fucking looked at him. She was like, you can rest now. Like she didn't say nothing. She didn't say like I love you. She didn't say like no sentimental. She just says you can rest now. And like before that, she was trying to like get Tony's attention. Like his half of his face was burnt. Like his face was burnt, his arm was burnt, his chest, everything was burnt, and he was like he lost his mind. Like he couldn't even look at her. He was like this basically. He's like his eyes was bloodshot red, and like she was like Tony, look at me, look at me. He was like he was trying to make himself. It was just so painful, bro. And then like after that, they had this big ceremony where all the heroes come together and they like line up from like the important people to Tony, and then to like the least important people. And you even get a cameo from the little kid from Iron Man 3. And I was just that was painful to watch. But and then another thing that almost made me cry was when Captain America, he had to go back in time. This was after this was after everything happened. After they won, he had to go back in time and return the items that he took from the past. Excuse me. And so when he did that, Hulk was like, okay, it's gonna. They're like, no. Falcon asked him how much time does he need. He was like, for him, all the time in the world, but for us, 5 seconds. And so when they put him back in, when he went back to the past, they did a countdown, and then like they did the switch, and Hulk was like, where is he? And then Bucky does one of these. He's like, look over there, and all you see is an old ass nigga sitting on a bench. And so Falcon walks up to the old ass nigga, and it turns out the old ass nigga is Captain America. He's all old, he's all shriveled, and he's like, Cap, what happened? He's like, I got a life. And then he was like, I basically he went back to the past. He settled down with Peggy, with the girl he fell in love with, and he just lived his life. And what like almost made me kind of like almost like brought me almost like if they would have did something else, like something else, I would have cried. But he gives the shield. He passes his legacy to the Falcon. Like he gives him the shield, and he's like, it's your time. My time's done. And the movie cuts. It goes back to Captain America and Peggy dancing back in the 1940s, I think, 1940s, to some old ass music. Cause Captain America, if you don't remember, he promised her one dance, and he promised her a dance, in Captain America in the first movie, and that's how it ended. Personally, I think the way it ended it off was so great. Like Tony has been there, Robert Downey Jr. has been there since day one, and he was getting old. He was getting really expensive to pay. Like he was getting expensive. He was getting more expensive to pay in each movie he was in, and they figured like this is like the perfect way to send him off. He started this thing, and he ended it basically. He ended it. And for Captain America, same goes for Captain America. I low-key would have been heated if they would have killed him off. But I love the way that they did. They just made him live out his life, live out his dream. And I loved that. And I loved how every single... I forgot the biggest part. Bro, Black Widow dies, bro. She dies. She dies because Hawkeye and her travel to the planet to get the Soul Stone. And they didn't know that they had to kill... That somebody has to get sacrificed in order to get the Soul Stone. And she fucking dies. Like, they had this battle out. Because, like, they're trying to battle them to see who... Because, like, both of them wanted to kill each other. Like, both of them wanted to kill themselves. But, like, they're trying to see, like... But they wouldn't let the other person do it. So, in the end... Black Widow won, and she killed herself. She let go of Hawkeye's hand, and she died. And, like, for that, I felt kind of satisfied with that, because I felt like, in the beginning of the movie, she basically addressed how she didn't have a family, but when she counted the Avengers as her family. So when half of the Avengers got snapped, she was really hurt. She felt like she lost her whole entire family. And so I justify why she sacrificed herself, because she felt like she did it for her family, and I justify that. And I felt like they did good on reflecting on her character. I think they did good on reflecting on Hawkeye's character, because he had a big ass part he had a lot of screen time in this fucking movie, and I love that. And I feel like they did Captain America's part good. They ended his story off good. They ended Tony's story off good. What I wish they did was give Hulk more screen time, bro. Like, give him his homage, bro. Like, what would have made it perfect was if he would have saw Betty from the Incredible Hulk movie, and he was like, that would have gave him closure. It would have made so much sense. And I would have been like, okay, so they basically, like, they closed this chapter of the Avengers, the old Avengers, and moving on to a bigger chapter with the new Avengers for the new generation. And I would have felt like that would have made the movie 10 times better. Not 10 times, it would have made it better, like, as like if you from a long point of view. But I just loved this fucking movie. This movie was so good. I'm debating if I should go see it again. Like, it is that good. If I had to rate it 1 through 10, it's a fucking 10. It's a fucking 10. Alright. It's a fucking 10. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And once you subscribe, make sure to hit the little notification bell at the bottom. And go see Avengers Endgame if you haven't. I don't know why you're watching this video if you haven't seen a movie. But if you have seen a movie, watch this video through, please, all the way. And I'll see you next time. Peace.